Hey guys, what's up? Jeff here. Catch Flights Not Feelings, episode 8. Time flies, no pun intended. With me, I have the beautiful Valentina. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Thank you for agreeing to come with me. I met her at the gym last month, and I was like, wow, this girl's very beautiful. I need to have someone pretty to balance out the fact that I had Ed on there last week. No offense, Ed, but she's a little prettier than you. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What's your deal?
Okay, I'm a businesswoman. I am from Colombia. I'm 22 years old.
Even her plus one account says 23. We have to fix that, but yeah.
I don't know why it says 23.
But she's 22.
But I'm 22. This year I'm 23. That's why I think my profile says 23.
Okay.
And I don't know what more to say.
So you're from Colombia. The reason why I had her on is because a lot of people have stereotypes that beautiful Colombian women are just like these OnlyFans girls selling themselves for sex. And when I went down to Colombia, I could have just had the hottest girl I want for $100, $200. Then they cross the border. Then all of a sudden their price goes up by 10 times. They're like, oh my God, am I going to fuck you for at least $1,000? So the fact that I met Valentina, I was like, wow, she's authentic. She's a self-made woman. She's not like the stereotypical Colombian girl. So I was like, I have to have her on the podcast and hear her story. So she told me she has her own alcohol company, which I thought was cool because I also had an alcohol company as well. We're kind of talking about before. I didn't really tell you about it, but I had a wine brand called Mile High Wines. Mm-hmm. Have you heard the expression Mile High?
No.
So the Mile High is like the Mile High Club. You never heard that? The Mile High Club? So Mile High, that's English obviously is her second language. We were talking about this before. She may know all the English words, but a lot of times they don't know the expressions.
Yeah.
So Mile High Club is when two people have sex in an airplane. Mile High, yeah. So it's just like a play on the words. I've been a pilot my whole life. Mile High Wine. So it was like an aviation themed wine brand. And I realized how difficult it is to get into the wine industry in the U.S. and how there's a lot of competition. And I had this amazing bottle, good branding, good name, but it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. So we did get distribution in the Northeast, had some moderate success, but then I kind of like put it on pause to focus on plus one, but I had a good, decent run for a couple of years.
Alcohol, I love the industry of alcohol because I think it's really like you don't have any limit. We say in Colombia, no tenemos techo. Like you don't have any...
No limit. The sky's the limit.
No limit. Yeah.
Sky's
so
the limit, yeah.
I love it, but it's hard because there's a lot of competition around. But I love competition. Like I feel that it's good for companies to have a good competition so you can get always better. And I actually don't drink alcohol.
Isn't that weird? She doesn't drink alcohol, but what type of alcohol is it? Vodka, tequila?
Did I show you?
Yeah, right, yeah. Let's see. So that's pretty funny. I've never met anyone that owns a wine company that doesn't drink alcohol. So how do you taste it to know if it tastes good? You at least sip it to taste it?
Yeah, I have
tried. So you do
tried.
taste test. You don't... When you say you don't drink, you mean you don't get drunk, but you'll sip it occasionally.
Yeah, so like when I drink, I like to drink, but I'm really fitness. So I actually don't drink a lot.
So you don't drink not because you're a recovering alcoholic or because you're afraid you're going to, fuck all the guys in town and be a slut. You just don't drink because you're into health and fitness.
Yeah.
Here, show that one to
Like I always drink water.
So it's called Ice Monkey. Pretty cool. I like the package. Is this how it's sold? Like this?
Yeah. Now it's going to be, you can find it like this in all over Colombia. But
Now, am I going to, everyone's going to watch this podcast and maybe we'll get it in the U.S. So I get a cut of the action? I get a cut, right?
We can talk about that.
Bring me in. Okay. So how's it going to look?
And in the future, it's going to look like this.
It's going to be in paper?
It's plastic. This is like a paper
Okay,
prototype.
so it's still going to be in the plastic like this.
Yeah.
It's just the branding is going to be like this.
This is going to be the first... This is not on the market. Like you cannot find a plastic.
You're not find.
A plastic thing with the shape of a monkey. So.
Oh, so it's gonna look like a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be shaped like a monkey. Okay, Interesting. So why monkey? Where did you get the name from? What made you get into the alcohol business?
So I started 3 years something ago, and like we just started making the formula as my engineer and me. And
But why though? What made you get into the like?
Because
you're 19 3 years ago, and
I
you're
would-
like, I want to start an alcohol company. Tell me
because
why.
the pandemic was just finished. Like I graduated high school in Panama. I come back to Colombia to live with my father and do college thing.
Mhm.
And I didn't want it to do college, so my father told me, "You need to do something,
Yeah.
but don't stay doing nothing. Like do whatever thing you want to do, but do something." So I entered to a college of makeup college was
Mhm.
called, and I get some classes there, and I discovered it was not for me. Like I don't like business that takes my time,
Yeah.
because I think a good business in the future will be something that does, like, I can control the business
Yeah.
without me being there. So I didn't like that, but I love makeup. Like I love doing my makeup. And my father and I like discover.
So he helped you with it, your father?
Yeah.
Okay, so he helped you launch. You said your dad's a successful day trader or crypto and all this stuff. It's funny because part of the reason why I talked to her at the gym, not only to have her on the podcast, but obviously very beautiful woman. I want to take her on a date sometime. But she's like, oh no, when she found out, at first she was like, yeah, I'm down. And then she's like, when she found out how old I was, because she saw my profile that my age was 42 or 41, whatever it was at the time. She's like, well, I don't know because you're almost my dad's age. And I'm thinking like...
My father is 44.
44. So, but I was like, why is she going to penalize me because her father decided to have a child so young? I was thinking in my head, so if her father had her when he was 30, then I would totally be able to go on a date with this girl. But now, because her father wanted to have a kid at 19 years old, now she says I'm too old. But no, just pretty funny. So we kind of friend zone each other. Maybe I have a chance at some point, but for now we kind of friend zone each other. So yeah, because her father had a kid at a young age. That's the way it is. All right. So
my mother is more younger than my father.
See,
but just for like 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's typical for women, especially in today's society, for women in their early to mid 20s to go for guys in their mid 30s to early 40s, especially if they're in good shape. There's some guys that are in their 40 years old that look like shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying before. Like, it's good to judge someone based on who they are, how they live their life. Like, would you rather date a 30-year-old that's a fat slob that doesn't take care of himself, or a 40-year-old that's in shape and in peak physical condition like me that's better, on my inside, I'm probably better than most 35-year-olds.
Yeah, like, I think the age doesn't matter. Like, I have date guys of 33 years old that still party a lot. I don't party, so I think
It sounds like a fun time.
So I'm 22, but I think in my head I'm like 30 something. So age doesn't matter, but sometimes I say like, okay, he has the age of my father, so
she's overthinking. I told her she should go for anyone because she said a lot of these guys are just fuck boys. They just want to get in their pants or they party too much. And I was like, Valentina, what you should do is date guys that are only 35 to 43. So I said your upper limit should be 43. I just turned 42. I do lie about my age sometimes, but yeah, technically I'm 42, even though my blood says I'm 35. But whatever, we could just go by my blood age and just pretend like that. But anyway, let's rewind back to, so your father said, you gotta stop, you gotta work, you tried cosmetology, you weren't feeling it, so you and him decide to start this alcohol company.
No, he give me, like, in the change of Colombian pesos to dollars, he give me like $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, go start this little alcohol thing.
Yeah, and like he helped me to find things. And
people to make it, distribute it, stuff
like how to make it.
How to make it, okay.
Mm-hmm. Then the business, like what I did is that $1,000, I pay it to my father back, because I always say that we need to separate the money.
Yeah.
Money from the business.
Is he part owner?
No.
So do you have any partners?
No. In this moment, no.
Okay, until we talk. We're going to talk business. But no, it's so how do you take $1,000 and how is that enough money? Do you have more savings? It's got to be pretty expensive to get this stuff made.
It's because at the first, like 3 years ago, it was more like a, do you know how to say emprendimiento? Like a small business.
Yeah.
It was a really small business.
You just made it yourself.
Like, I had one girl and me, making things. Like I do sales, I do administration, and she make the product. We have it like really. I don't know how to say it. Give me a second.
And what's in this?
They have different.
Is it low sugar? Or,
No,
it's not low sugar. I can tell by looking at it. Which of these? You can look up the.
Oh yeah, I forgot the word.
We could talk to our sound engineer. Let's see. You speak Spanish, obviously. What are you trying to say?
Artesanales.
Artisans, like
Artisan.
yeah, like made with the hands.
Oh, artisan. Okay, artisan.
So we didn't have any machine. Like the only machine that I had, it was like a small machine that costs like, let's say $20, less than $20, and you put like the product in the machine and it closes it, and we make the product in
small batch, all by hand.
Yeah, all by hand. So I started doing sales, and when I grew up with my family, like everyone has been doing business and sales. So since I was little, I know how to sell. Like my father always teach me that. So I started selling them, and I get more money. And I started.
Who are you selling it to initially? Like local bars and restaurants?
I do ads on social media, and I got clients for them from social media. It was like people that has bars or restaurants.
So you're doing wholesale to bars and restaurants, and you're advertising it through social media.
Yeah.
And it starts getting popular in Medellin or Cali?
In Colombia, like
all over Colombia.
All over Colombia.
So you're starting to make it. Then you got probably too big to be able to make by hand. So where are you making it now?
No, the thing is that I was small like for a year, and I was one day at my apartment, and I was just thinking about how can I get more money, because all the money that I was getting was for my business, like to grow up. So my father stopped paying me the things, so I say, okay, I need to get more money. And
paying what things? Your father stopped paying what things?
Like my normal,
your rent and stuff.
Like everything, my food.
So you need more money because your dad stopped paying, because he wants you to be self-made.
Yeah.
He has money. You say he's very successful, but he wants you to be successful without needing him.
Yeah,
so
because
you needed more money.
My father grew up without his father. So he's independent since he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
So he just say like, you need to start doing your things. And I also love making my money and spending my money. Like I never like to ask for him for money. Yeah. So I got an idea because since my father also works in social media, he got a brand of alcohol that paid him to do publicity.
Yeah.
So I looked for that brand. I love that brand, and I decided to text him.
Yeah, text him
to see what we can do, if he can make my products and legalize like all the documentation about the products.
Oh, so you hired him?
No, I just texted him. Yeah. We get a meeting, and we were gonna sign a contract about he making me the products, and I just sold it.
Okay.
But I always say that everything I do
happens for a reason.
Yeah. Everything I do, I always say, God, if this is for me, let things happen. If not, just take it out of my plans. So we were gonna sign the contract, and I went out of my house. And I say, my dad, hey, can you go with me to sign the contract? And I was gonna pick my father in his ¿cómo se dice oficina? Office, in his office, and to go to sign the contract. So that guy texted me like, hey Valentina, I have bad news. We are not going to be able to sign the contract. Sorry for that. If you need something, just tell me. So I just stopped my car and I started crying. I was like, okay, God.
So what did he give a reason why he didn't want to do it?
Because he had a visit 2 days ago, and something happened on his factory, and he couldn't do more.
You couldn't do any more volume of alcohol.
Yeah.
So how did you recover from that? Well, tell me what happened after that.
So I say, God, I told you to take me out of the plans if you don't.
Okay.
It was not for me. Now tell me, what should I do? So I just texted my engineer. He presented me my engineer. We have the same engineer in the factory.
So he let you use his engineer.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I contract.
Yeah.
He's part of my business
Team. Yeah.
So I text my engineer and I say, hey, this happened. What should we do? And I just started looking for other factories to.
And then you found another factory.
No.
Okay. Oh.
It's weird because I started looking, but it was gonna be more difficult because I will need more money.
Yeah.
So I was in my apartment thinking about, like, I love to go outside, see nature and just see, like, what should I do and talk to God. So I was just thinking, like, I didn't have any money. Like, all the money that I had in this moment, I spent it making the investments to legalize the product. Yeah. So
you're like my mom at telling stories. She takes like 10 minutes to tell a 1 minute story. So,
sorry. So I just got the idea. Like, I say, I don't need a factory to make this other person's factory. I'm gonna do my own factory. So I called my engineer and she told me that's really hard. You need a lot of money. So like a month passed, and like una law, a new law launches, like in Colombia, for me making the factory. Yeah. So I say, okay, to my engineer, let's do the factory. I didn't have any money.
So how do you make a factory with no money? Let's hear that.
God.
Okay.
My engineer, like I signed the contract with my engineer, and she just told me what all the things we needed to do. I needed to change the place I was making the products to other, and I start, like, I don't know. I just say, God.
So God just gave you money? Like, how did you,
No,
God just say give you money?
I just say,
how did you get the money to make a factory? You get a loan? It's like a loan? Did you find an investor?
No, like a lot of. It was weird because in one moment, like in 1 month, I started making 10 times more than what I usually do.
Oh, so the money from the sales, because you had better business, the money from the sales, you were to take that and reinvest it to get a factory.
Like, it was weird because I was making the same effort, same things.
Well, it started to take on, get traction. People are talking about it. Now, at this point, not then, but right now, is this a popular in Colombia? Most people know this brand in Colombia?
Yeah.
Okay. So I text my friend in Colombia, hey, you ever hear Ice Monkey? But oh yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah.
And it's for sale in retail or just bars and restaurants?
In this moment, we're only like in small businesses, like, because we cannot be in supermarkets now. We're finishing to get some documents to be in supermarkets.
To make it legal. But then you will be in supermarkets. Yeah. Because I see this doing really well in supermarkets, because you just buy it and then you can take it to the park. You can take it wherever. Very easy on the go for alcoholics out there.
Yeah. We are in...
I want to taste this after too. I'm fasting right now, but I'm going to taste it for sure.
We are in a lot of places with beach. Like
beach, yeah, that would be good. And it's all like, are these the only? You have more flavors?
We have 24 different flavors.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Damn. Are you Colombian? No, never mind. You're doing good for me then. I was gonna say if he's Colombian, if he's ever heard of it. But that's cool. You'd be like my. This is like a little role reversal. You'd be like my sugar mama. I'm used to being the sugar daddy with these Colombian girls, but this girl, hats off to you. You do really well. And tell me the reason why you guys moved from Colombia. You have your business in Colombia, your family. Why would you move that to come to the U.S.?
So I live in Colombia with my father, his girlfriend in that moment. Now they're married. And my father had a baby. He
He had a baby. He gave birth.
no.
Wow. Okay. Like damn, you're pretty woke.
His wife was pregnant,
Yeah.
and my father was kidnapped in Colombia.
He was kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Someone kidnapped him.
Adult napped. He's not a kid. Adult napped. I'm just kidding. That's crazy. So someone kidnapped him.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that happens a lot in Venezuela. I didn't know in Colombia as well. Did they just take him from his home, like in gunpoint?
No, it's a long story, but it was a friend, and they make business things.
How long was he held for?
Less than 24 hours, because my father is really intelligent. Like, I don't know how, but he just make a lot of things to send the location to his security. He had 2 security guys always with him, and he sent the location, and the security guy
found him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But
with the police. That was a
good.
really big
So
move.
after that, you're like, fuck this. We're going to America, nice and safe. And then now here you are. So do you like the Miami better so far than Colombia?
Yes, I really like it. It feels I have made a lot of Colombia people here.
Well, of course, yeah.
And everyone speaks Spanish.
Every
here.
other person's Colombian here. But it's good to hang out with gringos like me sometimes. That way you can practice your English.
Yeah.
I taught her not only what the Mile High Club means, but I also showed her what this shirt means that I'm wearing. It says medium dick energy. She had no idea what that meant. So it's a lot of girls will insult a guy and be like, oh, you have small dick energy or whatever. It's just like an insult that girls say sometimes. I made this shirt as a joke to kind of make fun of that. But, anytime you want to know a phrase, let me know. I'm really good with the expressions. And she didn't know what catch flights, not feelings was either. The name of the podcast and the book. So I taught her that. It's about wanting to be free and travel, not tied down in a toxic relationship. And now that I'm a little bit older, I'm pretty much in my 40s, now I'm looking to catch flights and feelings where I can find a girl, fall in love, but then also have my ability to be free and travel. I prefer to build like a partnership with a woman and not just have some woman just use me for my hard work and money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would consider dating you, even though you're so young, because you're well beyond your years of maturity. And, I respect that gratefully. So that is kind of crazy story. I mean, you grew up in a rich family, but your dad didn't spoil you. He did really well, worked hard. Then he gets kidnapped. You start your alcohol company first, right? You already had this up and running. He gets kidnapped, held for ransom. They find him. Then you move to America. Now here you are, blowing up your company, running it from the U.S., a Colombian company.
When I moved here, it was not that easy for me mentally.
Yeah.
I actually got really depressed, and I get a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
But because I say how I'm supposed to manage a company from Colombia, from the U.S. in Colombia. So I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I just say that
you have to trust the people that are there in the factory, really.
Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of cameras.
How often do you go back there to check in on things?
I went like 6 months ago.
And where is it? In Medellin, Cali? Where's it at?
It's in Rio Negro. It's in Medellin, like a little bit
close to Medellin.
Yeah.
You fly to Medellin and then drive.
Yeah, it's near the
by the airport.
Airport.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd love to go there with you sometime. I'm actually due for a visit. I love Medellin. I'm looking for an excuse to go back, so I'd love to see your operation.
We can go.
I'd love to see that, especially if I'm gonna, maybe help you expand here. I have a lot of connections here in the alcohol space, so maybe I could help you out.
I'm working now to bring them here, but it's a process. In Colombia, we have been 3 years working on this, and we are just getting the documents completely, probably this year. So in 2 years, probably we'll have them here.
I'll make it quicker. I want 10% though. I'll get you here in 6 months. Hey, we'll talk business later.
Okay.
When I first met her at the gym, we had plans. I was going to take her to this fancy dinner, and she's like, oh, no, I can't do it that day because I'm getting baptized soon. And I was like, what the fuck? She's like a grown woman in her 20s. I thought baptism was when you're a baby. So tell me exactly, why are you getting baptized now? And because you talk about God a lot, and that's cool. You're religious or whatever. I don't hate religion. I'm a little bit more spiritual. But tell me about this whole religion thing and baptism. Okay,
so since I was little, my mother always talked to me about God and things, but I have never felt God as now that I do that I'm 22, because with all the things that happened with my father, like I get depressed, I get the anxiety things. There were some times that I feel that I was gonna die with the anxiety attacks.
Mm.
So one of my business partner in other business that I have started talking to me about the church he went in Colombia. And one day I was walking here in alone, like I love walking alone,
Mm.
and I found the same church he goes in Colombia.
Hmm.
So I say, okay, I feel bad. Like what I do is that I go to a gym to take my anxiety always out.
Hmm.
So I say, okay, I'm gonna go just to try. Like I always have been believing God, but I
Yeah.
never like
Went
to
to
go.
church, yeah.
So I went, and when I went there, I when
You
I
liked it?
I was crying. Like a lot of things, like God touched me. Like I always say it. He talks to me, and since that day, my anxiety has gone.
And it's a church. Lots of Colombian people go there. You go in, you feel like you're connected to God, and now all of a sudden you want to be more religious and get baptized. Okay.
Yeah, like
And part of that is because of all the success you've had, and you feel like part of that's from God.
yeah.
You don't think it's from your hard work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, like
From your hard work. I think that it's more from, like, I don't know. I'm not a religious person. I'm not knocking religion. I mean, there's a lot of church has done a lot of screwed up things in the past. Like, especially I grew up Catholic. Raping little boys and covering it up, and church is a very big business too. Don't forget.
yeah.
And you shouldn't need. This is my opinion. You shouldn't need church to talk to God. You should be able to talk to God if there is a God. No one knows. I think there might be. I believe more of like an energy and spiritual stuff, and maybe you have a soul that goes somewhere when you die. I don't know, but I was just always like, why do I have to go to church? This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation to speak to God, right? So, what was my point?
Is
My
that
point? Yeah.
I say the same a
Yeah.
year ago.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I started going to church this year, probably at the beginning, probably in February.
Hmm.
I always say like I'm connected to God. Like I talk to Him every night, every
We're all
morning.
connected, yeah.
So I don't need to go to church.
So why do you feel the need now? You feel it because you walk in there, it's really good. They're singing, praying, whatever. You just feel like at night you like to be around people that are praying, around like-minded people.
Is that I don't know how to explain it, but in the church that I go, I feel that I can feel God there.
You don't think it's in your head?
No.
Like how do you feel different?
You should go
Like,
one time with me.
I'll go, but I don't think I'm gonna feel God.
Look,
I really don't.
I took my mother. My mother went in Panama to the same church. She when she went out, she was crying. I took my dad.
They're brainwashing you people over there in that church.
He cried.
I feel like they have like hypnotists in there probably that are doing mind games to people. But I'm not ignorant. I do want to try it out. I'm going to take you up on that offer because I've always been anti-religion my whole life, and I'm not atheist. Like I said, I do believe in the possibility of afterlife and all that stuff. But I'm very curious now to see what this magical church is like. So if I'm going to feel God, I want to know. So take me there next Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, not this Sunday. I'm doing an event. Well, what time does it usually go?
10 a.m.
Oh, next Sunday, because I have an event for my company this Sunday, a wellness event. I would bring you, but you're going to be praying and touching God or whatever you're doing. Another thing I wanted to talk about is how is your like dating life in Miami compared to Colombia? And first of all, how long have you been here so far total?
Probably 9 months.
9 months, so less than a year.
Yeah.
How many dates have you been on in the 9 months?
3.
3 dates. Okay. This does not count as a date, by
No.
the way. Right? Just to tell you. So you've been here 9 months, 3 dates, and just give me like an overview of what's your take so far on dating here versus Colombia.
I have dated 3 gringos.
3 gringos, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully my people didn't ruin it for you. Maybe you could give this gringo a chance sometime.
I think we have different cultures. Like I think Latinas, we like a good treatment, and probably gringas are used to that. So I think boys.
Oh, gringos? That's the white girls.
Yeah.
Gringos, okay.
You don't call them gringas?
No,
I would-
I just call them girl, like white girl. I know.
Oh, okay.
I know, but I need to know. I always hear the word gringos. I don't really hear gringos too much, but that's good to know. Makes sense. So, so you're saying that you guys want princess treatment?
no, bare minimum.
Bare minimum is princess treatment? No, so you want the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But so you're saying your definition of bare minimum treatment is higher expectations than a gringo's, a white girl.
Yeah, I think.
So, all right, give me some examples of what you say are bare minimum for all the guys out there that think they have a chance even though you don't.
First, open the door of the
open.
car. Like, that's, for me, that's important. In Colombia, that's really normal a man does. And here...
Really? I do that. Okay. That's one check mark for me. Okay. What's another?
Let me see. Let me think. Like, I always say, I don't look for a boy. A boy should look, like a man should look for me first.
Yeah.
And...
Put the effort in. You're saying,
I have heard one time, not 2 times, a boy saying, "You don't text me." And I say, like, but... You're supposed to text to me, not me.
Yeah, that's I think a lot of girls are like that. So you're saying like you always want him to initiate the first text of the day. You will never, if he, let's say you're talking to him, you've been talking to him for a few weeks, you like each other, you haven't heard from him yet today, and it's like 6 p.m. Would you reach out to him and be, hey, how was your day? Or you're saying you always want the guy to initiate?
At the first part, if we're meeting, yes.
No, but I'm saying after you've been dating for a few weeks.
I know. Like,
Okay.
I will text you normally.
Okay. Whenever you're thinking about him, you'll text him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
But if
in the beginning, you're saying you want him to put all the effort in.
Yeah.
And, like, take you out to nice way. Now, let's say hypothetically you and I were dating. Obviously, in the beginning, I would take you to very nice places, do different events, maybe take you traveling. But then after a while, like you can't do that all the time, go out to eat all the time. Would you believe in give and take? Like, okay, I take you to a nice place, and then maybe you cook for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually love that. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to meet someone and connect, and then I would love to cook for him. Like, sometimes girls, when make his own money, his or her
own money,
her own money, sorry, they get a lot of masculine energy.
Yeah.
And I learned about that I'm a boy in the business area, but I like to be a woman at home.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of these American women don't like to cook. They're lazy. The only thing they know how to make is reservations. And that's a phrase too. It's funny. I didn't make that up. I wish I did, but it's true. A lot of these girls are entitled. They want the guy to do all the work, and they never want to cook. They don't want to do shit. And for me, I wouldn't date a girl like that long term because I need someone that's going to put a little bit of effort in. I'll put effort in you. You put effort into me too.
I think it's a relationship should be equipo.
Give and take.
A team.
Yeah, team.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That's good. I think that you and I are compatible. Even though I may be too old for you, I'm still trying to convince you otherwise. But let's say one day you have an open mind. No, I'm not trying to flirt with you. I do think we do have we do see eye to eye on a lot of things. I don't party really much. I know it looks like I do on my Instagram, but I go on boats and stuff sometimes. But I'm like, I like to be in bed by like 12 or 1. I'm very health conscious. I go to the gym every day. We go at the same time, usually at like 9 or 10 a.m. That's another reason she said I can't date a guy that goes to my gym. Well, guess what?
That's a rule. That's an important rule.
Well, guess what?
Never, ever die.
I agree. It's like dating a guy in your building.
Yeah.
And good thing I don't live near her. And also, I just got a new gym membership. Not because of her, coincidentally. And see, this is the God is giving this as a sign. I got a new gym membership literally the day before I met you. And then I didn't know that you had that rule. I didn't even know you existed at the time. So I just think the stars are aligning. My gym's going to be open next month. I won't be going to our mutual gym together anymore because I'll be going to that gym, and then you might give me a chance at. So
okay,
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully, God throws some more signs. But no, I'm definitely interested in going to that church with you sometime. I can't wait to drink one of these. Let me take one of these home with me.
Yeah, you can take the 3 of them.
And how much do these cost at the store?
In Colombia, we're selling them for let's say $1 and something.
$1. That's so cheap.
Yeah.
So here it'd probably be like I would easily pay like $5 or $10 for this.
Like I sell them only in big numbers.
Okay. So $1 each. But how much that's how much the retail the bar, whatever pays? How much does the consumer pay? Any idea? It's up to them to decide, or you're looking up.
15,000 dividido 4,100. Like $4 to $5.
That's how much the consumer pays. Okay.
Like
Wow.
it depends on the place where people are getting it, because sometimes like
they charge
this
a little more, a little less. Yeah. Ice Monkey, I like it. It's really cool branding. Yeah, I can't wait to taste it. I don't drink a whole lot more either, but I do drink occasionally, like once or twice a week. So I'll definitely have this. The best way to serve it with ice.
Yeah, actually,
or you can just drink it straight from here.
You put it on
the
the freezer,
and then just drink it right like this. Okay.
We have a lot of business that what they do is that since they're small, they don't pay other people to make the cocktails. They just have our product.
Yeah, these are prepackaged, ready to go cocktails. And we have a lot of stuff like this in the U.S., especially like canned cocktails and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're also launching that here in the United States with the can.
The can, okay. Yeah, no, but I like it. I think the bag is a little better than the can. I actually don't know what's better for the environment. Probably the can. You recycle a little better. But probably, you think this is better for the environment? Either way, they both suck. But I feel like the can's probably better because everyone's all afraid of plastics and stuff now.
But like in Miami, this is a really good thing because a lot of people get in barcos.
Barcos?
Barcos.
Ships.
Like on boats.
Boats, okay.
And, you know...
These are easier to pack. Small.
Yeah.
It doesn't take as much room. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's awesome. It's pretty much time. I mean, we've been talking for, how long, 37 minutes? So I can't believe time flies, huh?
Yeah.
When you're with the captain, right? You know I'm a pilot, too. You know that? Yeah. And I know you don't know everything about me, but I've been a pilot my whole life. So, no, but that's kind of cool. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you to you to inviting me.
I can't wait for everyone to try Ice Monkey here in the U.S. because I'm going to help Valentina bring it here for 12% ownership. I said 10% before. We'll see what I said before.
5.
5? Oh, yeah. We'll talk. No, but I think it's a cool brand. I think it's a cool concept. You're extremely successful in Colombia. I have much respect for you. And ladies out there listening, all you girls that just want to be lazy, not cook, just spread your legs and have some guy take care of all your shit. You know, she should be a role model for all y'all. She does better than most of these girls that are 10 years older because she actually has ambition, and I really respect that. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you, and I'll see you at the gym sometime. All right? Or at church next weekend.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. Everyone, we'll see you next week. We have another special guest. Have a good weekend. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.